If you want to get the best results possible, you need to watch my videos to the end because you're missing out on 75% of the information. How do you expect to get 100% results when you're only listening to 25% of the information? Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Today I'm going to be sharing with you the top 10 reasons you're not seeing results. But before I start, you guys know the drill. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, ding ding ding. And if you don't want to watch the entire video, I will be including timestamps in the description so you can skip ahead to the reason that you want. Now on to the topic at hand. What exactly are the top 10 reasons you're not seeing results in the gym? Well, the number one reason you're not seeing result is because you're too busy making excuses. I have been doing this professionally for over 16 years now, and when I first started, I was working in a lot of big box gyms, and the way it works in big box gyms, if you've never been a member, is whenever you sign up to the gym, you are going to be sat down in front of somebody like me. And the whole purpose of this consultation is essentially to sell you on personal training. And whenever I would do these types of assessments with people in these big box gyms, I would ask them why they haven't been able to achieve their goals in the past, why they're currently unable to achieve it, and the amount of excuses that I would hear were staggering. I heard excuses from I don't have time, which is not true. If you have time to go to the gym, then you have time to work out, and if you are at home watching TV, then you could be utilizing that time. It's not that you don't have the time to work out, it's that you would rather allocate your time to doing other things. If you don't want to work out, just say you don't want to work out, but don't lie and say that you don't have the time. Another excuse that I would always hear would be I don't have the money. It's either I don't have the money to train, I don't have the money to hire a trainer, I don't have the money for exercise equipment, and if something is important enough to you, you will find a way to get it done. If it is your main goal to lose weight and that is the number one thing that you want to do, you will find a way to accomplish it. And if you need some money, you will find a way to set money aside in order to accomplish that goal. So if you are using money as an excuse, it's not really an excuse. It's, again, just like with the first reason, you would rather allocate your money toward other things. And that's perfectly fine. If you want to spend your money on other things, just say, I would rather spend my money on other things. But don't say, I don't have the money, because we all know that that is a BS excuse. Another excuse that I would constantly hear is that, oh, I can't train because I have kids and they take up too much of my time. This is another invalid excuse because you're not the only person with kids. Plenty of people have kids and find a way to make it to the gym. And if you do have kids, going to the gym would be a great way to set an example for them so that they develop these great habits later on in life. Again, if you don't want to work out, just say you don't want to work out, but stop making these excuses because that's what they are. They are excuses, and if it really did mean a lot to you, you would find a way to get it done. And one final excuse that I would constantly hear all the time when I was working in these big box gyms was, oh, I can't make it to the gym because I can't get my partner to come with me. Look, it doesn't matter if you can't get your partner to go with you. At the end of the day, if health is important to you, you should be going to the gym for yourself. If your partner won't go with you, then either learn to go by yourself or find somebody else who will go with you. But those are all excuses, and if it really means enough to you, you will find a way to overcome all of those different obstacles. The number two reason why you are not seeing results is that you're not educating yourself. This one is a really important one. A lot of people tend to think that working out is pretty easy. You go to the gym, you work out, and you're going to see results. And the truth is there's a lot more to working out than just going to the gym and lifting stuff. There are a lot of different loading parameters, and depending on what exactly your goal is, whether you want to increase your strength, increase your size, do a little bit of both, or improve your endurance, it is going to require a different type of stimulus and different loading parameters. So if you don't educate yourself on how exactly to train the most effectively, you're never going to get the results that you want, because how do you expect results when you don't even know what you need to do? You have to know what you need to do in order to be able to do those things. So by educating yourself, you will get much better results. The number three reason why you are not seeing results is that you're overemphasizing the importance of exercise. I've already gone through this in another video, but basically your total daily energy expenditure, which is the total amount of calories that you burn throughout the day, is going to be divided by four different categories. You have your BMR, which is your basal metabolic rate. You have your NEAT, your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Then you have your thermic effect of food, and then you have whatever type of exercise you are doing. Now, when it comes to those four different categories, roughly 70% of all of your total daily energy expenditure, which is 70% of all the calories you burn throughout the day, is going to come from your basal metabolic rate. This is what you are doing when your body is at rest and you are not doing anything whatsoever. 70% of the calories that you burn are when you are doing absolutely nothing at all. This is going to be brain function, heart function, lung function, and things like respiratory function. So most of the calories that you burn aren't even from exercise. The other 15% that you are going to burn is from your NEAT calories. That's going to be your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. This is going to be things like talking, standing, brushing your teeth, all these little micro movements that you don't really think of throughout the day that are not technically exercise. So 15% of your total calories that you burn are just from these little mini movements. Then we have about 10% of our total daily energy expenditure that we burn through the thermic effect of food. This is going to be the process of mastication and also all the chemical processes that go on in our body in order to digest the foods that we eat, which leaves us with only 5%. That's right, if you are somebody who works out, only 5% of your total daily energy expenditure is going to be burned from that workout. So if you overemphasize the importance of exercise, you're not really going to see the results that you want, because at the end of the day, the workout that you are doing is not going to be burning that many calories relative to your total daily energy expenditure. Only 5% of your total calories that you burn throughout the day is coming from exercise. And in fact, in terms of your workout, the average person is only going to burn about 180 to 266 calories per hour. No, you did not hear me wrong. That is 180 to 266 calories per hour for the average person. So if you think that going to the gym for 1 hour, you are going to see these miraculous results, you are not going to see that, because at the end of the day, weight loss comes down to calories in versus calories out. So if it is your main objective to lose weight, you need to be in a caloric deficit, because if you're in a caloric deficit, you are going to lose weight. If you are in a caloric surplus, you are going to gain weight. And if the amount of calories that you take in is equal to that of your total daily energy expenditure, you are going to maintain your weight. So focusing on solely exercise in terms of weight loss isn't going to be the most effective, as exercise only takes up 5% of your total daily energy expenditure. The number 4 reason you're not seeing results kind of ties into number 3, and that is you're rewarding your workouts with bad food. Now, the reason this kind of ties in is because we just went through how few calories you will burn throughout your workout. The average person is only going to burn 180 to 266 calories per hour in a workout. So if you do a 1 hour workout and you only burn between 180 to 266 calories per hour, and you think, oh, you know what, great, I did a 1 hour workout, I'm going to reward myself with some pizza. Well, the slice of pizza that you are going to be consuming is more calories than the amount of calories that you burned from your workout. So if you reward yourself with bad food after a workout, that is going to negate the effects of the workout. And again, you need to be in a caloric deficit if you want to lose weight. So if your workout only burns 180 to 266 calories, and then you consume a cheat food after your workout that is 500 calories, congratulations, you are now in a 250 calorie surplus. You are going to gain half a pound of fat per month, because for every 1 pound of fat, that is going to be equal to roughly 3,500 calories. So if you are in a caloric surplus of 250 calories over the course of a day, 250 times 7 is going to be equal to 1,750 calories, which is exactly half a pound of fat. Now you may be thinking to yourself, okay, well that's the average person, but for me, I know that I'm training really intense and my workout is super intense, so I bet I burned a ton of calories. Well, you'd be surprised at just how few calories you are actually going to be burning. Let's say that your entire workout consists of doing crunches. For 1 hour straight, you do crunches non-stop without taking a break. If you were to do 1 hour of crunches non-stop, congratulations, you just burned 437 calories. The average person, that's all they're going to burn from doing an hour of crunches non-stop. Let's say, okay, well, I don't really do crunches. I like to do more compound lifts, and I'm just going to do push-ups for an entire hour. Well, if you were to do push-ups for an entire hour non-stop without breaking at all, that would only burn 514 calories. Well, okay, your upper body isn't going to be as strong as your lower body, so what if I were to do something like lunges? Well, lunges are going to burn a little bit more than push-ups, but not that much more. Lunges, if you were to do an hour of lunges non-stop, you would only burn 560 calories. Well, what if I were to do something really, really heavy, like my pull-ups? Because if I'm doing a pull-up, I'm lifting over 150 pounds. So if I were to do pull-ups for an hour straight, surely that's going to burn at least 1,000 calories, right? Wrong. If you were to do pull-ups for an entire hour without taking a break, that would burn roughly 597 calories in that 1 hour session. So the next time you go to the gym, do a workout, and then think, okay, great, I am going to reward myself with some pizza or a hamburger or X food, whatever you enjoy. Just know that that food is going to negate the effects of your workout. Now, if it's something that you really want to have, go ahead and have it. If you want to have pizza after your workout, eat pizza. If you want to have a hamburger, have a hamburger. But just know that that is going to negate the effects of your workout. And if you want to see results, you need to be diligent with your dietary approach. The number 5 reason why you are not seeing results is that you're not training properly for your goal. This point kind of ties back into the education. As I stated earlier, depending on your goal, there's going to be different loading parameters for your specific goal, whether it's relative strength, absolute strength, hypertrophy, or strength endurance. Those are the 4 main ones that I'm going to touch on right now. Let's say your goal is to increase your strength. You just want to be as strong as possible. Well, for relative strength, you would want to be training at 85 to 100 or more percent of your 1 repetition maximum. That is 85 to 100 or more percent intensity. Next, we would cover absolute strength. What if you want to build some muscle and also get stronger? Well, for absolute strength, you would need to train at roughly 79 to 84% of your 1 repetition maximum. That is 79 to 84% intensity. What if your goal is to build muscle? For building muscle, that is considered hypertrophy, and hypertrophy is best going to be achieved anywhere from 70 to 78% of your 1 repetition maximum. And then finally, we have strength endurance. If you are trying to either burn fat or improve your endurance, that is going to best be achieved between 30 to 69% of your 1 repetition maximum, or 30 to 69% intensity. Now, for those of you who are new to working out and you're not really familiar with intensity and percentages of your 1 rep max, we can also break this down into sets. So for relative strength, if it's your main goal just to get stronger and you don't really want to get bigger, then 1 to 5 repetitions is going to be optimal for relative strength. For absolute strength, let's say you want to get a little bit stronger and a little bit bigger, that is going to be anywhere from 6 to 8 repetitions. If your main goal is to put on as much muscle as possible, for hypertrophy, 9 to 12 repetitions is going to be ideal. And then if your main objective is to burn fat and improve your endurance, 13 or more repetitions is going to be optimal for that training goal. Now that we know how many repetitions we need to train for each specific goal, how many sets do we need to complete? Well, for relative strength, 6 to 12 is what you want to achieve. For absolute strength, 5 to 10. For hypertrophy, 4 to 8. And for strength endurance, anywhere from 3 to 6 sets. Now, in terms of the rest periods, the heavier you are training, the higher the intensity, the longer you're going to want to rest. So for relative strength, you're going to want to rest anywhere from 180 to 300 seconds. That is 3 to 5 minutes. For absolute strength, anywhere from 120 to 180 seconds. So that's 2 to 3 minutes. For hypertrophy, this is going to be 90 to 120 seconds. And for strength endurance, you are going to want to rest anywhere from 10 to 90 seconds in between each of your sets. And in terms of the sets, reps, and rest periods, there is one other factor that often gets overlooked, and that is time under tension, or tempo. When it comes to time under tension, the amount of time that your muscles accumulate of lifting the weights is going to dictate which type of response you get from your body. For relative strength, anywhere from 0 to 20 seconds is going to be optimal. For absolute strength, 20 to 40 seconds. For hypertrophy, 40 to 70. And then for strength endurance, anywhere from 70 or more seconds is going to be optimal. Now, what exactly does that mean? Because a lot of people are really unfamiliar with time under tension and tempo. Let's say you are following a very strict tempo. Let's say you are doing a barbell back squat, and you are training for relative strength. Well, we know that relative strength is between 0 to 20 seconds. So if you are training for relative strength, and let's say you're doing 5 repetitions, you need to accumulate up to 20 seconds of time under tension. If you do more than 20 seconds, then you're going to start falling into absolute strength. So if you are doing 5 repetitions, 20 divided by 5 is 4. So every single repetition should take you maximum 4 seconds long. How exactly would that look? Well, if you're following a specific tempo, let's say you are doing a 3-0-1-0 tempo. A 3-second eccentric plus a 1-second concentric is 4 seconds. 4 seconds times 5 repetitions is going to be 20 seconds, which would bring you right in line with that relative strength training zone. So what it would look like if you are doing barbell back squats for relative strength, you put the weight on your back, you come down for 3 seconds, you explode up for 1 second, you do that 5 times total, and that is going to be perfect for relative strength training. The number 6 reason why you're not seeing results is that you're not training hard enough. In the last part, we just mentioned intensity. Intensity refers to percentage of your 1 repetition maximum. When I say you're not training hard enough, this is your perception of what you are doing and what you are capable of doing. I remember this was back before I even got into training. This would have been probably 20 years ago, anywhere from 17 to 20 years ago. I was at my local community center and I was working out, and there was this one woman on a reverse fly machine, and she was doing her reverse flies for 30, 40 repetitions, and she looks bored out of her mind. She didn't even look like she was training. And if you are going to do that, you're better off just staying home and going for a walk, because you're gonna burn more calories going for a walk around the block than you are just doing this with your arms with no effort whatsoever. Another time, the very first big gym that I ever worked at, this was about 15 years ago, I remember there was this one lady, she was on a back extension machine and she was reading a book, as she was doing her back extensions, just nice and casually, just going right through it, didn't look like she was putting in any effort whatsoever. And again, look, you need to push yourself. You're not going to see results if you're not even pushing yourself. You don't need to kill yourself every single time in the gym, but you should be approaching failure. If you're brand new to the gym, you should have about 3 repetitions left in the tank. That means that for whatever exercise you are doing, if by the end of it you can still do more than 3 repetitions, you didn't push yourself hard enough. If you are somebody who has already been training for a longer time, then you're going to have to train pretty much to failure, especially if it is your goal to build muscle. This is more for advanced lifters. If you're a beginner, it's unnecessary to train to failure because you can still get results by training to a less intensity. But if you are somebody who's more advanced and you're really stalling in your progress, you are going to have to train a lot more hard than you would have when you were a beginner. The number 7 reason why you are not seeing results is that you are following someone else's program. This is another common mistake that I would constantly see when I was working in these big box gyms. It wasn't uncommon for me to see somebody who was overweight following somebody around who had a really nice build, and they would just kind of copycat their workout and do every single exercise that they did. And the problem with this is the exercise that that individual is doing is specific for their training goal and the point of their training that they are at. Even if you want to look like them and you want to achieve their body, it does not mean that you should be doing their workout, because the reason they are doing that workout is because they are in a very specific phase of their training plan. Let's say you are somebody who is 500-600 pounds, you're morbidly obese, and you want to bring your body fat down and your weight down, and you follow around some bodybuilder. Well, if you're following around a bodybuilder who's doing a lot of bicep curls and tricep extensions, bicep curls and tricep extensions and isolation exercises in general do not burn very many calories. You're going to burn a lot more calories from doing compound lifts. Compound lifts are multi-joint movements, so any movement that requires the movement of more than one joint is a compound lift. So when you do a row, your shoulder's moving and your elbow's moving. That's a compound lift. When you do a bench press, again, your shoulder and elbow are moving. When you do a squat, your ankle, knee, hip, your spine is all moving. If you are doing a bicep curl, only your elbow is moving. If you are doing a tricep extension, only your elbow is moving. If only one joint is moving, that is an isolation exercise and it is not going to burn that many calories. If you are doing compound lifts, you are recruiting larger muscles, stronger muscles, and you are recruiting more muscle fibers. So because you are recruiting more muscles, you are going to be burning more calories. And because we already know that you need to be in a calorie deficit in order to lose weight, if it is your objective to lose weight, you should be doing compound lifts. So if you are following somebody in the gym who is doing a lot of isolation work, you're going to just be wasting your time in the gym because you could have spent your time doing more effective and efficient exercises for your body. Now, the number 8 reason why you are not seeing results is that you are listening to celebrities. This is another thing that I would constantly hear whenever I would have people for assessments. This doesn't happen to me so much right now because most of the people that come to me now are either professional athletes or people who have serious health conditions and are trying to improve their health. But when I first started out, the first 5-6 years of my career, most of the people that came to me were for fat loss. And oftentimes what would happen was I would ask them what they were doing and they would tell me, oh, I'm following this celebrity's diet. I remember somebody told me that they were doing Gwyneth Paltrow's, I think it's the Joshi diet or something. Apparently Joshi wrote this book and they were doing that. Another person came to me and said that, oh, Oprah recommended that if you're gonna eat fast food to try KFC's chicken because their grilled chicken sandwich is healthy. So this one woman was eating grilled chickens from KFC because Oprah told her that it was healthy to eat. And I remember another person, this was probably a couple years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, I was at this gym, I was asking somebody about what their goals, what exactly they wanted to accomplish. They wanted to look like Wolverine. They wanted to look like Hugh Jackman in the Days of Future Past movie. And they pulled out Wolverine's workout and said, this is what he did. I want to look like that in 3 months. The person who told me that was about this tall. They were about 5'2", and they weighed about 130 pounds. Hugh Jackman is 6'2", and he is over 250 pounds. To expect that you can get from 130 pounds to 200 plus pounds in 3 months is insane. And just because you found Hugh Jackman's workout online, it doesn't mean that you're going to get those results from following that workout. Because guess what? That is one workout out of thousands of workouts that he has completed. He didn't just do that one workout and saw results based off of that one workout. No, there was a whole bunch of workouts that preceded that one workout. So whenever you go online and you go to bodybuilding.com or whatever and look up your favorite celebrity's workout or diet approach, just remember, your favorite celebrity, they're not a nutritionist, they're not an exercise scientist, they're not a kinesiologist, they are a celebrity, so don't take their advice. If you want advice, you need to get it from qualified individuals who have proven track records of success. Now, the number 9 reason why you are not seeing results, this one kind of ties into the last one, and that it's you're listening to people with nice bodies. A lot of times what happens is, again, people will just follow somebody around because they see somebody with a nice body and they'll end up doing that program, or they will see somebody that has the body that they want and they will ask them for that advice. A couple problems. First of all, the reason they have that body is because of their genetics. Yes, they worked hard and yes, they had to diet to do that, but at the end of the day, you can try as hard as you want to look like somebody. If I wanted to be like Ronnie Coleman, I could try as hard as I want, do his workouts, eat his food, take everything that he took in his life. I'm never going to look like that because I don't have his genetics. And aside from genetics, another issue is that you can't judge somebody's knowledge based off of what their body looks like. As an example, I work with a few IFBB professional bodybuilders, and my knowledge of exercise science far supersedes that of theirs. So if you were to look at the two of us, you would automatically assume that they know more than I do because they are bigger than me. But the reason they're bigger than me is because they train for that specific goal. For me personally, I train for strength. So if we were to compare strength, I have some guys that are 250 pounds that I can out deadlift. Just because somebody has a great body, it doesn't mean they know what they're talking about. And just because somebody is good at something, it doesn't mean they know what they're talking about. Ronnie Coleman, I'm sure he knows what he's talking about, but at the end of the day, he had somebody who wrote his training programs for him. The person that wrote his programs for him, do you think they had a better body than him? No. Same thing could be said for Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods is widely regarded as one of the greatest golfers of all time. Do you think his swing coach is able to play better at golf than he is? No. Same thing could be said for Sidney Crosby. Sidney Crosby, widely regarded as one of the greatest hockey players alive today. Do you think his hockey coach is a better hockey player than him? No. LeBron James, widely regarded as one of the greatest NBA players of all time. Do you think his coach is a better basketball player than he is? No. Just because somebody is good at something or has a nice body, it doesn't mean that they know exactly what they are talking about. So you want to be careful with who exactly you get your information from. And this brings us to the number 10 reason why you are not seeing results, and that is because you are not watching my videos to the end. Trust me, I pay attention to my analytics. My average videos over the course of the last couple months have been getting about 5 to 6 minutes view time. My videos are about 20 to 25 minutes long. That means that you guys are only watching 25% of my video. So if you want to get the best results possible, you need to watch my videos to the end because you're missing out on 75% of the information. How do you expect to get 100% results when you're only listening to 25% of the information? You need to listen to all of it. That's pretty much it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to smash that like button so I know to make more of these types of videos in the future. And if you're either new to the channel or haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell as I will be uploading new videos every single day. That's it for today's video. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you again tomorrow.